What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the Oval recap, review, whatever. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Everybody like, comment, share. Finally, last night's episode gave us some huge insights when we find out the role with how the grandmother and the grandfather, Victoria Paris, know what's going on in the White House. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start there. So last night episode, Tyler showed us. He gave us the rundown of what Kyle actually did with Denise's body. Long story short, it's obviously a murder. He planted her in the hood or whatever, and they controlling the narrative. The media is depicting her as a former prostitute who's being investigated for child sex trafficking, which I thought was a bit much. Like, just plan her somewhere, let somebody else take the fall for the murder. But the fact that they got to have this woman investigated and framed to be a child sex trafficker and all of that, it just, sometimes Tyler be taking it a little too far with his, his whatever. This ain't Ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Ruthless, okay, but it's the Oval. So, anywho, this episode, Victoria as well as Hunter, like, they both kind of shook, right? Victoria, going to Hunter to let him know, like, look, we got a leak in here. My parents know everything. We need to find out who the leak is and whoop the whoop. And obviously, he trying to play, just like he played, man. Sometimes I feel like, this show really has no value unless, Victoria is doing some crazy hood rat first lady stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, President, he unsure. He's asking the Donald, the Kyle, make sure everything go according, etc. So, anyways, fast forward. So, we find out this episode that the two spies in the White House, or at least I'm assuming, but I'm pretty like 99.9% sure that it is the Donald as well as his man Kyle. And we find this out because Lily just got on my nerve this episode. I don't really like the way Tyler got her bossing up on her husband, who she just found out is gay. But somehow or another, all three of them end up in the Donald's office. And Donald begging Lily to, let's talk this out. We can figure it out. All that bull crap. And next thing you know, it take a huge turn left to where Kyle, he starts rubbing on the Donald, saying, let that hoe go. We can finally be happy, be us, like this, that, and the third. And then, Lily made the stupid mistake to say she's going to the press and she's going to tell them about, the dead body that they drug out of here that the president killed, or some of that narrative, and that just started it all. So, Kyle was like, hey, Donald, I love you. You my man. I want to be with you, but, we got to kill her or something. And, the Donald was just like, she going to be quiet, man. I promise she ain't going to tell nobody. She all talk. She all bark, no bite. And so, Donald eventually said that, if it needs to be taken care of, I'll do it myself. You don't have to do it. So, fast forward, Lily go see Bobby. She hunch Bobby. She want to go get some straight ding-a-lang or whatever the case is. But, I'm watching show my old lady, and she gonna call Bobby, Bobby. She gonna say Bobby like, dang-a-lang too. And I ain't really saying that because, I don't really know no truth. But when I'm really remember, Bobby is on this whole narrative that Kyle took it from him. But in all seriousness, like, if you take it from him, y'all shouldn't be cordial no more. It should be on site every time you see him, and you shouldn't be working for him. But if he working for some powerful people, maybe. I don't know, but I'm not in the government. I ain't into none of that stuff, so I don't know. I don't even really want to think about it too much, but it should be on site. So Bobby might be a little gay too. So anywho, after she leave Bobby, she go home. And the Donald is sitting there waiting to talk to her, and so she tell him to talk. And of course, she gonna talk. She just had some amazing sex, blase. So they go upstairs, and she doubles down. She said, "I'm getting my stuff and moving out." And I'm going to the news and I'm gonna let them know everything. And so Donna ended up, pretty much like gonna choke her to death, etc., etc. But you know what I'm saying? For me, Donna bossed up on Lily in that scene. He was just like, you don't want to do that. I work for some powerful people. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, I wish Donald had the same energy when it came to Kyle in the White House pulling the stunts. You know what I'm saying? He was pulling, like, I just wish he had the same energy with him as opposed to with a woman, but y'all know how it go. So anyways, that's kind of how we figured out, you know what I'm saying, them two working with Victoria parents or whatever the case is. So anyways, moving on. So Nancy and Priscilla, they pull up to the drugstore and ask Sherry what's going on. Now, of course, Sherry told them, Richard's in the hospital, etc., etc. And she told Priscilla that, they end up shooting Richard, Barry in jail, whoop de whoop. But the heifer ain't had no balls to tell them that I was hunching this man right here. He seen it and he drove through it, and I'm the cause of all this. She ain't even say none of that. So you know what I'm saying, Sherry off the list, bro. She got to go. She's definitely a hoe that got to go. We can't even put no energy, no effort, no time, or none of that into her. You know what I'm saying, whatsoever. So to kill this and all that, they go to the hospital. Of course, like I say, Nancy don't know what's going on. She blowing up Barry's phone. Then Priscilla calls Sam to see what he can do, whoop de whoop, and he comes down and then he gets a call from the black the police officer that told him that he got buried there again and he not letting him go this time, but he gonna see what he can do. But Sam debt to the police chief is increasing every day. So long story short, I do believe they end up telling Nancy what happened about Richard getting shot and Barry being in jail, and she said he got some mental issue, he needs some help. Now he do need help because simply because of the fact that this episode was sort of kind of boring. I'm thinking about it, but he needs help because Nancy, maybe if you wouldn't have let Ruth come over to the house and take his daughter, everything will be a little bit better. But it is what it is. So that's that. So Nancy fed up, everybody fed up, etc., etc. So moving on, Kareem, he wants to volunteer to take Sherry to the hospital to see Richard, but only after he can lock up his store and board it up, etc., etc. I'm just like, oh boy, let her go. Like, you doing too much compensating for a woman who you used to have that you still want, and she don't know if she wants you or Barry. Like, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. So that's that. And yeah. So I don't really know how I feel about all of that. But last but not least, I thought of this when I was watching the show. And y'all let me know what y'all think. When they gonna introduce to us the vice president, that's in office. Like, we know the president, the chief of staff, we know the maids, we know security detail, we know everybody but the vice president. So hopefully we can get the vice president in here at any moment. I don't know that we will, but it is what it is. But like I say, man, this episode, like I said, we did find out who the snitches are, sort of, kind of. Sherry, she's a hoe. We know that. Barry, he go, I don't know about Barry, man. Like, in all seriousness, man, I get it. I don't know if I'm with my father in the truck, I would have went to the extremes that he went to, driving through the store, getting out, whooping ass. I don't know if I would have did with my daddy in the car with me. I might have would have took daddy back to the crib and pulled up on Buddy. Well, I ain't gonna say I would have pulled back up because I don't believe in fighting over nothing like that. Like, you wasn't in my house, you was in the stove. It's different. But saying all that to say, like, Barry, he do have some issues. I feel sorry for Sam and Priscilla. They being drugged in the middle of this family craziness, but I don't know, man. Like I said, episode was alright. You know, I can't complain too much, but y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode in the comments below, and I'm gonna holler at y'all good folks later, man. Peace.